If you're tired of the standard business and marketing fundamentals, frameworks, and funnels, you need a little mischief. Get ready to turn up the volume on the CEO Mischief Maker podcast, where you access conversations with seasoned business owners who have smashed through mindset barriers, innovated the standard boring business and marketing playbooks, and executed future-paced strategies with bleeding-edge tools and tactics to micro-fail their way into massive success and growth. We are Mindset Impact Strategic Catalysts helping innovative entrepreneurs focus. We are CEO Mischief Makers. Ready to make a little mischief? Hey there, Mischief Maker, MKJ here, and I hope you are enjoying my conversation with Justus. I've got to say, he is one of only two coaches or mentors that I've hired over the many years I've been in business. Next year, it'll be 20 years. So, but he's one of the only two that has made me actually stop and say exactly what he says during our conversation. Wow, that's an interesting question. And because of that, I have grown more with the leadership into my own needs and goals and vision for my own life than I have ever before. So I encourage you, if you feel you need to discover what you need to become who you want to become and what you need right now to become who you want to become then Justus is the one that might be able to help you achieve that. You can go to justusmurimi.com, or you can actually just give him an email. Send him an email, go to Instagram, send him an email at justus@imundertheinfluence.com, and you can find out more about what that means. But regardless, follow his stuff, dive into his world, and I promise you, if you're listening to this podcast and getting any value from it, you absolutely will not regret it. Okay, welcome back, Mischief Makers. I love making mischief. My husband asks me that every day. It's like, you staying out of mischief? I'm like, hell no. Come on. How can I have fun if I'm staying out of mischief? So, all right, welcome back. I'm here with my dear, dear friend, Justus Murimi, and we get to talk about impact and innovation. So impact, I think, is pretty common for all of us. We know what that word means. It's been used a lot. But tell me a little bit about how you view that word and how you're using it in your life. As a pastor, duh, right? But as a coach, duh. But who are you impacting?
Yeah, so I think that's a huge piece. You know, you went through No Fail New Year with a whole group of entrepreneurs, and I made everyone write an impact statement. And so I have my impact statement right here in front of me, which is create emotional, mental, and spiritual freedom for 50 entrepreneurs. So that's my impact statement for the year. That's what I want to do. And so impact is huge. I think it's really important that everyone understand the impact that they want to create. I think that is unbelievably important. And if you haven't created a statement, that's fine. You're probably living it out without knowing it. And so you're like, everything that I've created, all the things that fire me up, they're all about these things and seeing these results in other people's lives. And so impact to me is extremely important. And I would say the biggest mistake people make is that they make impact about what they can get instead of what they can give. And so impact isn't about making you wealthier, giving you more stuff, and which I love stuff, and I really enjoy the impact I can create through money. But all of that, all of the things that you have, the money that you make should be like a symptom, a result of the impact and the value that you're creating in people's lives. And often when I meet with people and they're not where they want to go be financially, and they're not where they want to be materially, I can look at their lives and go, yeah, you're projecting that into every room that you go into. And so, you know, you're thinking about what you can get instead of what you can give. And it's okay to think about that from a financial standpoint of like, okay, you know, I want to have more customers. Okay, what is the value proposition? And can you actually create it, or are you just selling it? And so I think it's really important that you know the impact you want to create. And I think you should be really serious about doing it. I think you should take that extremely serious. I think the word purpose is extremely overused. And so now people are just like, yeah, okay, my purpose statement, blah, blah, blah. It's like, whatever. Well, I think the way that we solve that is going, what is the impact that you're creating and how do you know you're creating it and what are you doing about it? Like, you need to get on it. You need to go out and do it. And who cares if it annoys people? Who cares if people are going to look at you a certain way because you're saying you're about creating this impact? Because like people's lives need to be changed. And the people's lives that you can change the most are the people that are going to really send you into the stratosphere as far as financially, materially, creating the business you want. And so whether you're a coach or you're a brand or whatever, a lot of times you have to take an objective look and go, are we actually even creating any kind of impact here?
Yeah.
Like, or are we just selling stuff? And that stuff doesn't last. It just doesn't. You don't feel any kind of fulfillment from it. You just go, well, I sold another widget today. Congratulations. Like, whose life are we really affecting here? But if you look at some of the businesses that you really like think the world of, or that you really are like, I'll only buy from them, or the people that you absolutely love, and you're like, I'd stand in front of a Mack truck for that person. It's because they've created so much value in your life that you're going, there's nothing I wouldn't do for them. And so that's what you want to, that's really what we care about doing. And what you're going to look back on when your life's over is going, man, what did I do? What impact did I actually create? You know?
Completely. Yeah. And that you're exactly right. And especially now uh, with business changing from a more traditional structure and marketing, like where it's all about the company and the products that they produce, like you said, the widgets, that's the most important thing. And the best analogy I use for that is the company McDonald's. You know, it's all about the golden arches. It's all about the Big Mac. You don't really see much about the prospects themselves or the customers,
Yes.
because if you did, they would be saying, yeah, it's cheap and it's disgusting. So, you know, but it's all about the products. Whereas what you're talking about, it's all about the prospects, the audience, the customer. It's what
Yeah.
they need. It's what their journey is and how I can impact that journey. And that's really the way the world is. We have so much connectedness now, so much communication going on that you can't really distinguish yourself in that respect from the product standpoint. You have to connect to the customer. You have to have an impact on whoever it is you serve. And that's exactly what you're talking about. So even if you're selling a widget, right? I mean, you've worked with e-commerce businesses.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
sell
yeah.
a widget, but
Yeah.
there's a brand, there's an impact behind it. There's a purpose behind it. So no matter what you do, you can find that impact statement. You can create that impact statement with whatever it is you do at whatever stage you're in right now. But let's take that because yes, I went through No Fail New Year. It was an incredible experience. I know you have another, you're doing this on a regular basis with a core group of people. And I'm telling you right now, anyone listening, if you ever have an opportunity to work with Justus, I guarantee you, if you miss it, you will be missing a key component that will help you go way beyond anywhere you've ever seen. So I'm just going to state that right now, but let's go on and continue that. So with that, your system is, I mean, anything we do as humans, it's not new. It's, you know, some humans have done it in the past, but you innovate that with your own previous experiences, like you've talked about before, your pastor, right? Your coaching, you've done things in business and had people help you with business. How have you taken a basic framework of, let's say, coaching and innovated it with Justus's personality and Justus's previous experience? How did you do that first? And then how can we help other people do that?
Yeah, I think 1, be yourself. 2, love people. 3, figure out what they actually need. And so I think, especially in my world, like coaching, everyone and their mom is a coach, and I'm fine with that. And so I just want to be me. And so if you follow me on Instagram, you're not going to get, you know, you're going to get me. And that pushes some people away and that'll push some people closer to me. But I never want to be anyone other than myself. And I'm always discovering how to be more of me. not what other people want me to be, not who I think I have to be, but just me. And so be yourself. And there's something about you that will attract the people that you're looking to work with. Two, you really need to love people. Like, and I don't think a lot of people get this, but I've noticed that the best marketers get it. The best, not the sleaziest, not the ones that are like we all have respect for, they get it. And love looks like something, and it looks like going down, like researching really deeply what is the actual problem they're facing and how can we actually solve it. And so I think loving your people, your customers, spoiling them, really just going all in. I mean, I can't tell you most of my posts about something I'm offering. A lot of them will just have, hey, increase your rates. Hey, you should charge more. And they're probably right. But to me, I'm like, yes, okay, you get it. Like, this is what I'm doing. I'm spoiling people. It's working. If they're seeing the value and they're seeing that I'm charging less than the value, then that means people are going to feel loved and taken care of. And I do that with my time. And so I want to make people go, man, Justus loves me more than anybody else. Like I haven't seen this from my own doctor. I mean, this is wild. And so I want for people to like re-examine their definition of love. And I want them to feel so for that they don't like, they're just like, I know who to go to. I know what it looks like, and I know how to move forward. And then that just, again, echoes the third thing, which is like, really find out what they need, like really dig deep. And if it's not what you offer, send them to the people that do. I can't tell you, a lot of my network is built purely so that I can go, oh, I know that person. And I get so much joy out of going, I know who you need and I know who can help you. And it's not me. And so I think we can get stuck in, we go like, how do we innovate? I need to create something new. And a lot of times people create new things just to sell more things. And that's okay. But it's going, no, I'm seeing a common problem. And so I'm actually going to create something that solves that problem to the best of my ability. And so, that was no fail New Year. Did I have a financial need? 100%. Two, did I see a place where people actually needed some help? Absolutely. Three, did I create something where I could really love on them and spoil them? Absolutely. Did I find out what their core needs were and bring them something that's really going to help them to the best of my ability? 100%. And so that's what happened. And everything I built came from that. I created No Fail New Season because of all the issues that I saw in No Fail New Year. And I go, oh, here's what they're struggling with. It's identity. It's all this stuff. So then I created that. And that's going on right now. And it's going amazing. And people are actually starting to see like, oh, I see where things are going on in me that were holding me back. And then I went, okay, I've got this other set of group of people that own businesses and own products, and they're all struggling with, scaling their audience. And so I looked at all of the brands that I've worked with or observed or learned from, and I go, oh my gosh, they're focused on the wrong thing. And the thing that they need help with is something I'm actually gifted in. So I created a new program. And so that people will look outside and go, man, Justus knows how to create products. And it's not that. I'm not good at that. I'm actually really good at helping people and loving people. That is my gift. When it comes to marketing, I'm growing in that. But I just get really close to people and I talk to people and I go, oh, here's where the issue is. Let's work on that. So I think that's where my innovation comes from.
That's it. So loving people is something we all do in many different ways, in many different forms, in many different mediums, but you have taken that and innovated it so that you don't just love on people and just be there and listen to them. You actually help them grow in whatever direction they need to go. And that's innovation, because we're humans. Again, we're not talking about, electric car innovation or traveling to space innovation or things like that. We're talking about human innovation of human things that we all need. And you're so good at that. You are just so good. I mean, right there, I just talked about innovation. I had this all long, blah, blah, blah. And you just went 1, 2, 3, done.
I
I
have to
mean,
keep
come
it
on.
simple for myself. I got a 2.6 GPA in high school and a 2.1 in college. And that is my gift, is that because I'm not a rapid, quick learner, I have to simplify things to the simplest thing so that I can consume it. And so it makes it easy for me to teach, because it's like, oh, I didn't realize how many other people just are like me. And so they're like, thank you for simplifying this. And it's like, yeah, I had to.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm one of those that catches on really fast. And if you think it's a gift, it's really a hindrance. Because in this situation, when I have to really sit down and have to figure things out, and it doesn't come to me quickly, I have no study skills.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have no skills, right? I have no skills to try and dig deep and figure out, or at least I used to not, right? I've
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
develop that in order to keep
Yeah.
going, because otherwise, if it doesn't come to me fast, it's like, well, just move on. Well, no, you do need to figure this out, right?
Yeah.
I'm having issues with the kids, right? The kids having
Yeah.
issues in school. If I don't
Yeah.
get it real
Yeah.
quick, I'm not just going to move on. I've got to figure it out. So to have developed those skills is really, yeah, you're right. It's a gift. It's fantastic. And that's, I think, what makes you so good at what you do. You can look at something and you've seen it before, you've figured out a simple process for yourself to navigate it, so you're able to do that for others. That's
Yeah.
innovation.
Yep. That's
That's
it.
it. That's
That's
it.
it.
And then do you feel that innovation, I'm sure the answer is yes, but still tell me how, do you feel that innovation continues? And like you just said, you started with no fail new year, no fail new season, and now you're going into the next thing. How are you able to, how do you decide which one to innovate, which direction to go?
Yeah. I look at my gift sets. And so where I focus my attention is like, what's the lowest hanging fruit that produces the greatest result for the people that I care about? And I never want to be in a place where I'm having to use the majority of my time on my weaknesses. And so a lot of the doors that are open to me, I close. And so, because the more success I have, the more people are going to bring opportunities my way. And the more I grow because I work on the skills, the more that I can actually go, oh, I could do that. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. And so the way I combat that is just going, what's the lowest hanging fruit that's going to, reap the greatest amount of fruit for the people I care about the most. And that's where I focus. And
Yeah.
so I've said I had to say no to 2 or 3 things recently that were just like home run type things. And I just had to go, nope, nope, nope. And then I just discovered one thing that I was like, oh, this changes everything. This absolutely changes everything. And so now I'm focusing my attention there. And it could mean putting absolutely everything on to the side, because it is one, creating so much value, so much, that I have to put other things to the side that were good, but weren't great.
Yeah. Wow. So was that a stepwise process? So in other words, take me through one, you don't have to give details, obviously, but take me through
Yeah.
one of the things or one of the weaknesses, quote unquote, that you had to say no to. So what I hear you saying is you could do it, but either it
Yeah.
doesn't bring you joy, it doesn't serve the people you want to serve, or what? Take me through that.
Yeah. So there was a brand that we were going to purchase for next to nothing, that had a great email list, had a great product, and the owners kind of gave up on it. And they had talked down the price to an amount that was crazy. And then we just had to look at it as like, what is my greatest value here? And how do I apply it? Is it worth the time it's going to take? And the more we looked at it, the more I had to say no. Like, this is just not going to work. It was an amazing opportunity. I think we could have turned it to $1 million brand within 3 years. I had the team in place that had the expertise, who had worked on similar things. I mean, I come from a community of brand builders, so I had access to capital. I had access to everything that you would need to turn it on. And we just had to go, no, based on what they want and all this kind of stuff. Could we afford to buy it? Yes. But is it the best for us? No. And so then I had to look at this new opportunity that I've kind of been working on, which is, the raving fan experience, which is kind of like, okay, this is it. And I looked at it and I go, okay, how do I test it? And so I went and talked with people who I think do an amazing job at this. And I just said, here's what I think looks amazing. Tell me it's not. And they were like, and these are people that will shoot down, they've seen everything, they will shoot down a stupid idea. And they're like, no, there is something here. So then the next step is like, okay, I need to test it. So then I offer the experience to a limited amount of people for a limited amount of time, and just for not a lot of money. And I just say, here's what I'm doing. I want to help you. And I just go, okay, can I create real results for them in a short amount of time and see how what is their response? And then we're going to test it on another level. And if it goes really, really well, then I'll probably let go of my life coaching, because it is such an empowering, impactful thing, which will be hard because life coaching is so me. Yeah. But I'm looking at it going, I'm not going to trade, something that's great for something that's good. And if I can help more people and love on more people, then I'm going to do that. And so it really comes from innovating, really comes from testing and testing and testing and going, okay, this is it. This is it. And when I read through the autobiographies of the greats, it is like, hey, at some point, Apple had to let go of the iPod.
Yep.
And the iPod was selling insanely well.
Yeah.
It was its own business.
Yeah.
But then they go, should we take a bet on a phone that has all of these things and allows us to be so much more? Yes, absolutely. And I think they just discontinued the iPod, like just recently, like within the last couple of weeks. But it was a bet, and they were going, oh, this is a game changer. Like we innovated it. We did the research and development. We tested it. And now we look at it and go, this is it. Like, this is the thing. And so that's kind of how I look at it. And business after business after business has to do this. At some point, Google has to buy YouTube for billions. Yeah. At some point, Facebook has to take a bet on Instagram and buy it for $400 million. And it's going, hey, we're Facebook. That's Instagram. It's different. Should we do it? Yes. And I think it's paid off pretty well for them. And so that's kind of the way that I look at it, is like, test, be objective, look at other people. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it's beyond what you could ever think or imagine, then go all the way.
Absolutely. And you're looking at where to spend your time, because no matter what, your time, not just your time, is limited. I really have augmented that for myself. It's not just time. It's your brain power. It's your brain energy during that time, because we can take that same hour and do two different things with it that are either productive or calming or mindset or happiness or whatever. But when we look at our businesses, we have a very limited amount of brain power and energy. Yes. And obviously we expand that when we bring people in our team, but it's still, 100%. We have to spearhead it. We have to be the ones to push and to make that vision come true. So yeah, you have to think, where do I want to spend my time? And it's so amazing that you have something great to work on, not just good. How many people are still searching for just the good, right? Yeah. Wow, that is so fantastic. Yeah, I love how you innovate things. I really, really do. Amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on. If your mindset was shifted, you were inspired to innovate, and you were spurred into action, don't just move on with your day. Focus, my friend, and take a few minutes to visit CEOmischiefmaker.com to learn more about the value that was shared with you today. Please act now and create some CEO mischief of your own.